All right, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to talk about how I learned English, how I learned Spanish and I'm still learning Spanish, and how you can learn any language. So, a little bit of background. I was born and raised in Tanzania. So, Tanzania, East Africa, we speak Swahili, Mambo, kwa watu ambao ni wa Tanzania, but we speak Swahili, which is a little bit of Arabic and Bantu, whatever that is. But um, being raised in Tanzania, we speak a little bit of both in a way. And it depends on the school that you went to. But I went to a school that we spoke English at school, but it wasn't that much implemented. So it's more like you do it when you're supposed to at school, but then you get in trouble if you don't. And for people who know the system, yeah, it was kind of crazy. But anyways, so with learning English, I didn't really learn English like to where I am now. Meaning like now, like I think I could almost just go. Yeah, I think I could go for a while with just speaking English. It's almost articulate myself easily with English. And how I did that was really through a different thing that I learned. And I'm gonna talk about that in a second. And then of course, since I've been in America, I've been in America now 6 years actually. I just realized this month makes it 6 years since I've been in America, and I've been speaking Spanish for the last 2 years, maybe three, and it's getting better and better. And I'm also starting to learn another language, which is Hebrew, but that's a story for a different day. But with that one, I'll talk about how you can learn any language, and basically from what my experience and what you can get from it. So with English, the biggest game changer I had with learning English was when I was like 16, I think 17. I moved to a school that had white people, not white people, but foreigners. We call them wazungu in our term, but we had foreigners, and then when you have foreigners, when you talk to these people, you have no other choice but to speak to them in English. They could understand. Some of them understood Swahili a little bit, but for the most part, you had to speak English when talking to them. So what this did to me, which was really good, was that I had to speak English, especially when I was speaking to them. Now, um, what happened was though, there's some people who still spoke Swahili, and I guess for me, my mindset was this: I already know enough Swahili. I cannot get better at it. I'm already really good. I can understand it. I can speak it. Let me start to learn another language. How do I do that? I put myself around people that forced me to just speak English. And every time I spoke and spoke and spoke, I got more confident speaking it. And then every time I kept on repeating and repeating, next thing I know, my English got better and better. Of course, you start with some stuttering, you start with maybe here and there where you don't know what you're saying or you try to find a word, but eventually you're getting better. And then coming to America took me to the next level because with that one too, when you're at school, when you go back home for holiday, it's different. I don't have to speak English again. So then it was like still I had the accent, I still had not as much confidence, but it was getting up there. So of course the game changer, the biggest game changer was when I came to America. Now when I came to America, I made a choice. I made a choice that okay, and then I said the word choice because it is a choice that people can do. I mean that you can choose to be comfortable and stay the same way, or you can choose to do the other thing. Now I'm going back to Myron Gordon again. If you have any problem with me talking about Myron Golden, I mean, I don't know if you have a problem. If you do, I don't know where it's coming from. But at the end of the day, the reason I talk about him because I listen to a lot of his content, so his content almost is ingrained in my brain. But he talks about decision, and decision comes from the word decide, and decide is a Latin word with two sides to it, de and side, and de means from, and side means to cut. So decide means to cut from any other options. So I guess based on those terms, I could change my sentence from saying that I didn't choose. I decided to learn English by cutting myself from being around environments that didn't let me speak English. Um, this is easy. I mean, I think anybody can do that. You can think of people that you have that can keep you um, on your comfort zone, on your toes. Another way you could do is YouTube. YouTube is fantastic for this too, because not only was I not being in environments where people speak Swahili more, I was also putting myself in environments where people were speaking English more, and I would also listen to English more. So you have three things: you have listening, you have speaking, and you have reading. Those three things. So listening is easy because now we're in a world where we can just search it up on YouTube, search up a Spotify song too. Spotify, the songs too count. So listening, and then you have um, speaking. So meaning like, okay, you're in an area where the only option you have is just speak it. And then the third one, which is the takes you home, is reading. Now some people can do the two, and I can be a testimony for this because with Spanish I'm doing the two, meaning like I'm listening and I'm speaking. But the reading I haven't done that yet. I'm not doing it. But I know once I read Spanish, my Spanish will go to the next level. So my Spanish right now it's really good. Now it can go to the next level by me applying the third principle. So you want to learn a language, um, that's literally what it is. I mean, of course, like with Hebrew, I'm taking a teacher. I'm doing classes with that one, but that one's different because I have different goals with that. But if you're looking to learn a language, which is really good to speak more than one language, it's really nice. It helps you in general being able to understand things more, and also with your brain, I think it helps a lot. So if you're looking to learn another language, this is how you do it. You just start by putting yourself in environments that you listen. It makes you listen to more of that language. This is the easiest thing. Like with Spanish, how I did was music, because I don't know if I like listening to Spanish news, but music, Spanish music, and just listen, and then I got to environments where I had to speak it and yeah, speak it and listen, because now when you speak, you also listen, because when you're having a communication. The only third thing I haven't done is reading, which now that I'm talking about it, maybe I might. Actually, I think I will, because I can just get a book and start. So you just have to have the intention though. And then with Hebrew, so that's the three things that you can do, and you can start today if you're looking to learn English. If you think your English is not as good and you want to improve it, because for me, I didn't. Whenever I talked, it was just me though. Whenever I talked English, I spoke English, and people said, "You have an accent. Where are you from? Are you Jamaican?" In my head, I'm like, "Okay, I still have some improving to do." So the more I saw that, the more I'm like, "Okay, I need to get better. I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get better." I don't know what's a motivation for you. Depends. Um, if you are looking to learn English for yourself, good. If you're looking to learn English so you can maybe be able to um, do whatever professional thing you want to do, it's also good. But at the end of the day, start by listening to more English stuff. So find something that's in English that you can like to listen to, and then start slowly, and then also make sure you put your. I think English is so easy. Just put yourself in environments where people speak English. If if you're around a lot of, like for me, a lot of Africans, a lot of Tanzanians, and all you guys are speaking Swahili, then that's not gonna help you. You know, years are gonna go by and you're still stuttering and you can't even speak English really good, and you're scared to even have a full blown conversation in English for a long time. So what you want to do, put put yourself out there. Just have just even one friend that you just talk to all the time in English, or a job that forces you. I don't know, whatever. Just put yourself in the environment that forces you to learn English. And then the third thing is grab a book. Now this is like higher level with reading a book, but reading a book is actually really helpful for more than just learning the language. Because one thing I learned from, I believe it was Miles Golden again, but he talked about um, I mean, he talked about how in the Bible, in Genesis chapter 1, in the book of Genesis, um, it shows us how why the devil got Eve to eat the forbidden fruit, and really the reason why was because the devil knows, Satan knows that we use our words to see. We see with our words. What does that mean? That means that the more vocabulary that you have, the more things you could see, the more your brain expands to see more things. And apparently they did an experiment in jails, and they said people who are in jails for the most part, when they come out, they have less vocabulary, and it's because in the jail you don't see much, so you just see the same thing every day, every day. So your vocabulary has a direct correlation. I don't know if I'm putting this right, but I think I am. All I know is your vocabulary is has a direct correlation to um to what you see, what you can see. So with reading books, you literally open your eyes to more. Like I think I read a couple of Swahili books, and I remember that too was really good. So just reading a book in general is really good. Now, learning a language, you want to start reading, you want to start listening, you want to start listening, you want to start listening, and then start speaking, and then you want to start reading. And this also starts with you finding out why you want to do it. Because at the end of the day, I can't force anybody to do anything. So, and same thing for you. Nobody can force you to do anything. You do anything because you feel like it. So how do you do that? You want to focus on how learning English could help you. Um, for me, I know it helped me with um, everything. Since I came to America, English is the first language here. Um, so it helped me with that. It helped me with jobs. I mean, now Spanish too is out there. So I'm glad. I'm kind of really grateful that younger me was eager to learn Spanish, because now like it's not much work for me to learn it, but I'm very glad that, because Spanish is also a language that right now it's like going up there almost. I could see in a couple years them asking that you need to be bilingual. If you're bilingual, it might be a bonus. Meaning, like if you could speak English and Spanish, it might be a bonus in terms of getting a job. So you can start out there, start learning Spanish. It's really easy. And then, um, so like the other approach is get some money and pay a teacher. I'm doing that with the Hebrew. I'm learning Hebrew, but mostly for just biblical Hebrew, so I can understand the Bible more. But yeah, just do it like that, and then tell me what you think. I think those three things are the key. And try, and then you can leave a comment, like, do all the stuff that you can do with the video. Hope this helps somebody, and I'll see you on the next one.